I really want to talk about, how we can really manifest and create wealth, happiness, overcome anything, have a baby, we get married, anything that your heart truly desires that you want. I want to talk about how we can achieve them. So I really had an aha moment today when I was listening to this video. And this man was saying, like, basically, which I totally agree, is like if we're putting out like a thought of like how like I want this or I want that, then what we're doing is we're putting out a vibration of I want, right? And the universe is going to continue to create that. And we're going to continue to experience situations that represent the lack that we don't have this thing and that we want it. So in order for us to experience what we want, we have to put it in a present tense now. Like, I have this, I'm thankful for this. We have to sit back, think, and feel and imagine that that we're actually physically experiencing this now, and how we would feel if we were experiencing this right now, or that we experienced this and how we would feel after the fact. How our life would be. We actually have to put this out there, that so then we will be putting out that wave, that electromagnetic wave, that light wave, that vibration. And then the universe will, orchestrate whatever needs to be done in order for us to experience that as a living, breathing reality. So that is why, we have to do it this way, because if we're doing it from, oh, I want this, or I wish I had this in the future, well, we're never really going to get it, because the future doesn't exist and the mind will not accept it. That mind will accept it and act upon it and react upon it and bring it into reality when we emotionally, through our thoughts, through our feelings, through our imagination, connect with it and accept it as true as now, from the level of our thoughts and our feelings, like experiencing it through imagination, right? Experiencing it and having that same emotional reaction, as if it's happening right now, already done and achieved. Because feeling is the assent of what is determined to be true, right? So when we can feel as if it has happened and or it is happening, then that is the stamp that the subconscious mind will accept it as true. We have accepted as true in our conscious mind as it presently now, and that's the feeling, the vibration that will now cause the universe to realign itself as a living, breathing, so that we can experience it as a reality, right? Because all possibilities already exist, like as a possibility or probability, or darkest fears from our possible all possible future outcomes, all of our desires, all of our hopes and dreams exist as a probability of existence, right? Quantum mechanics have confirmed this, that we live, there's this energy, this form of energy that we weren't aware about, what we weren't aware of before, that connects all physical reality, and it has no lag time, right? There's no time, it's all simultaneous, right? There's previous lots of experiments that's confirmed this. I'll go over them probably in some other video, but for now, the point is that like the universe, like all physical reality, we're all connected through this energy, and this energy contains all the ideas, like everything that humanity was or ever will be, all the inventions, everything exists as a possibility of existence. And when we feel them as real now, right, or we're always on that line of thinking, then we will not only be in the vibrational state where we will receive ideas that are congruent with the outcome that we want, but we will also resonate with that possibility, thereby being the creator of that thing, or like causing it to transform, causing it to become now, to come into existence, right? So, but it has to be felt as something that is deemed to be true and felt as true now. That's why you always have these people who say, I manifested this, and how did they do it? They usually say, oh, I imagined it, I visualized it, I felt it as true now, whatever technique works for you. But the point is you have to accept it as true now and do it habitually, right? Don't go back and look back, you know what I mean? And come like that pillar and become a pillar of salt, like that story in the Bible. You have to persist in this, right? Although we are made in the image and likeness of God, but we're keyed low. And when we're on this physical plane, it has to be something that we do habitually over time, right? And you also have to do that habitually and expect it, and then you will experience it as a reality. Your thoughts will become a reality, right? That is the fact. That is, you have to accept this, right? In your mind, in your reasoning mind, because you are the creator of your reality. This is how it works. And then what happens is you expect it. You're optimistic about it, right? Because if you're doubting it and you don't think it's going to happen, then that will basically derail all your efforts. It may derail it, you know what I mean? Or it's just not in alignment, right? Your beliefs are not in support of what you want to happen, and that doubt or that fear or whatever is basically a contradiction, right? Because if you doubt that it's going to happen, then your that doubt will manifest as you not experiencing it. Whatever, like example, like there was somebody who was trying to manifest a new home, right? And they were using the law of attraction, but then that doubt crept in, right? And that doubt was enough so that somebody else bought it. So that's why we also have to take away the doubt, the fear, right? Because the fear, you hear, the saying that what I have feared has come upon me. So you just reverse it, right? There's also a law of reversibility. You reverse that and you flip it to expectation, to optimism. You truly believe that it is going to happen. This is going to happen because of your feeling as if, right, you have something that you can rely on. You have a logical reason as to why it's going to happen, right? Because you're putting the law into practice. You are following the law, so therefore it must happen, right? That's why they say works without faith without works is dead, right? So you are deliberately creating, right? Some people just naturally think positive. They naturally imagine what they want. They naturally like expect good things to happen. They do the work and they expect something to happen. They're naturally positive like that. They see the glass half full. Some people are more derived to seeing the glass half empty, right? So, but right now that you are becoming aware of these laws, sorry, my camera. Hello. Okay. I'm on my webcam, so whatever. But now that you're become aware, then you can deliberately use this to your advantage, right? Because knowledge is power, but if you don't have the knowledge, right, the law is an operation. This is the law that governs our lives. There's no respect of persons or things, right? It is the law works for the beggar and the king alike, right? It's just, for example, like if you were to go to another country and you break one of their laws, you're still gonna you probably might suffer the consequences because they're not going to take your ignorance as an excuse. You know what I mean? So that's the same thing. These are universal laws, right? I'll probably go into all the universal laws individually in another video. So if you're interested in that, just subscribe. I really just want to spread the word. But yeah, so there's science and quantum physics that, confirm all of these things. And it's really good to take this into our advantage, right? And I also want to just make a quote from Neville Goddard. He wrote this when he was alive. It says in the book of Proverbs, it is said, the spirit of man is the lamp of the Lord. Now the lamp of the Lord is the light of the world. We contain that light, and nature, the genie, is our slave, fashioning the world as our mood dictates. By nature, I mean all of humanity, the animal, plant, and mineral world. In fact, everything that appears on the outside is a slave of this lamp. Fashioned from within, this slave will fashion your world to reflect your thoughts, and no power can stop their fulfillment. So, after you have the thought and it's become like habitual thought, it will activate a natural algorithm within all conscious energy units, within everything in the universe, to basically, an algorithm is a set of instructions to, make this happen for you to experience it physically. And We all have an electromagnetic field, which is light, just like X-rays, microwaves, radio waves. All these things are a form of light. We have the visible spectrum, so that's all the things that we can physically see. But there's ultraviolet rays, there's other rays, there's other that's outside of what we can see with our senses, right? Just like our inner world, only we can see our own inner world, only we can hear our thoughts, right? But there's other, they're all a form of vibration that have directive power over the lower rates of vibration, which are physical matter reality of the universe, and they're forms of light, right? So our consciousness is the light, and that light have directive power over the lower rates of vibration, meaning matter, physical matter reality. So that's why if we're not following the law, or using our thoughts and our feelings in a way that will activate an algorithm that will, basically set off a chain reaction, a chain of bridge of incidences for us to receive nothing, for us to continue suffering, because by virtue of how the universe is set up, by virtue of how powerful that we are, and how the outer world is subject to what we think and feel. So I just want to say the only way to overcome darkness is with light, is to substitute it for the good, right? To see the good, to expect the good, to turn your back on it, right? That's the only way to just shut it with the light, with your goodness, with your happiness, with your joy, because joy and happiness and love are the highest rates of vibration, and they can overcome all things. And don't put any obstacles in your way. Take away the doubt. At least have a little bit of faith, have a little bit of optimism, have a little bit of expectation. Tell yourself that it doesn't have to take long. Tell yourself that it's going to be okay. Tell yourself that it must happen. Tell yourself that you're on the right track, even if you're not. Just keep on telling yourself these things. Keep on imagining it. No matter what, you persist. You don't stop day after day. And then by law, it must happen. This is not a game. This is not a joke. This is for real. So don't buy into the fear, the worry, the doubt, the media, what they're putting out there. You have to overcome all that with your consciousness, with your light, right? Because there's nothing on the outside that can that is more powerful than that. There's nothing on the outside that can affect you, other than your own mind, other than your own thoughts, yourself. So that's why you have to be the master of your own self, mastery of the self. So you can use it on behalf of you or somebody else. One thing I want to say, if those people that want to use bad mind, if you want to be bad mind and you want to use the law for bad, then you, by virtue of the law, open yourself up to any negative scenario, any negative vibration. You can become subject to that, right? So if that person rejects, like has no bad mind, is filled with love and light, then it will not affect them. They'll be out of range of whatever badness or wickedness that person is imagining for you, right? And it will bounce back to them. But if you have a tendency to think bad about, or to wish bad about for people, and then if somebody's thinking bad about you and they want bad to happen to you, then you will be subject to that, because you have something within you is in resonance with that, right? And then you will be subject to that. That's why it's always good to turn good for evil, because there's a law in operation, right? And you will not be in range, right? You'll be out of range for all wickedness and all badness, right? So that's another thing. So anyhow, I can talk about this for ever and ever, but I'd rather keep it short and come back, and but I'm going to leave it at that for today. I hope this was helpful. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.